And y'all were recording with the audio
Right here.
also? Good. Good. Before I begin any ceremony or presentation or consultation, I do what we in the native culture call a smudging. We use sage that is grown. This particular sage comes from South Dakota. It's very aromatic and it helps cleanse and purify the energies around us. So before I do anything else, I'm going to prepare just a small smudge so that we may be able to proceed. Oh, Pagosa, thank you, Grandfather, for this day that you have made for us and the blessings that you give us. To the direction of the west, the direction in which we walk toward death. You have the power to give life and to take it away. We ask that you have pity on us, that the people might live. To the direction of the north, where knowledge, wisdom, and understanding come, we ask that you have pity on us, that the people might live. The direction of the east, the home of the morning star, it lights for us a good red road that leads us to harmony and balance with all things and all our relations. The direction of the south, where we receive healing in abundance. To our Earth Mother, it gives us all that we are and all that we have. Without you, we are truly nothing. And we recognize the direction within. The direction of introspection, meditation, and prayer. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, your patience and having the opportunity to be here with you. Yesterday we had a very, very nice walk out there in the forest, and I told them that I said, I haven't been home in such a long time, and I want to walk in the water of the river, so I did, and it was very refreshing. Just as this morning is very refreshing to be able to come together and to speak about my life, about who I am and what I do. I don't know how she introduced me, but my name is Watching Wolf. In the Lakota language, is Shulkamanitu-Tanka-Iyanka. I am from Comanche descent, but there's probably not many Comanches in the area that I live. And so I was introduced into the Lakotas and did ceremony and celebrated ceremony and rituals with them, and have learned a lot from them over the last 18 years, maybe 20 years now. But the topic of the discussion today is going to be metaphysical healing. I kind of stumbled upon this metaphysical healing, trying to get to know where I fit in, to get you to understand who I am and where I came from. Years ago, I was probably 29, maybe going on 30, And I was a father with one kid, one on the way, no vehicle. The engine had blown, the other vehicle, the other one had been repossessed. I was on drugs and alcohol, and I didn't know which way to go. My life was topsy-turvy. Had no clue what was going on. No spirituality. I was raised Catholic. It wasn't doing me any good. I didn't understand it, for one. Mama said, go to church. That's what I did. But I didn't understand what was going on in my life at that time. So I had to go back and discover who I was. Who are my people? Where did I come from? Found out that we were American Indian, Comanche. Tarahumara on my father's side, Comanche on my mother's side. And a little bit of Spaniard or Italian mixed in with it. I said, okay, so what did our people do? And I started researching and looking back, and I found that there was a rite of passage for a young man. It's called a vision quest, where they take you to the wilderness for 4 days without food and water. And I said, that's where I have to go. I have to go back to that point because I never had it. That's the starting point for a young man in the tribe or a young woman in the tribe. So I said, that's what I have to do. So I went out for the 4 days. I had an uncle take me out and set me out there for 4 days without food and water. And I asked the Creator, my life is such a mess. I said, I need to know something more than what I know now. I knew of the existence of the Creator, of a higher power, of God, of the way that we understand that higher power works in our lives. And so I went out there and I asked and I waited for the answer. On the third day, I received my vision. I was waiting for the sun to set and looking towards the west. And I sat there in the middle of nowhere with the mesquite bushes and the snakes and everything else that was out there. And my vision came. And the vision was that I was to come and to speak to the young people and to tell them my story and to other people and to talk about the healing powers that are there. A snake came to me in that vision and gave itself to me. And if you noticed on my leggings, they are rattlesnake skin. This rattlesnake gave itself to me so that I could use it for ceremony. It has a lot of power and a lot of medicine. The snake can kill you, but it can also heal you. And that's my characteristics. I'm so good at what I do that when I'm bad, I'm real bad. And when I'm good, I'm real good. So now I choose to stay towards the good side a lot better than the bad side. I've been through that. I've done enough bad for my lifetime. But out there, I got that vision. And I came back and I started using it. And I felt that God told me, go and I will tell you what to say when you get there. Because I didn't know what to say. But over the years, He has taught me many, many lessons. And one of those is the healing of ourselves from within. We have that capability. If you know what the word metaphysical means, I thought it meant supernatural, and it kind of does, but it really isn't. It's cause and effect. Everything that we experience has a cause and effect. That's metaphysical. For our illnesses, there's a cause, there's an effect, and there's a way to overcome it. Let me give you an example. If I were to give George here a $50 and put it in his shoe and let him walk in it all day long, what's going to happen to his foot? He's going to have a blister. If he doesn't take it out, that blister will fester and it will cause him maybe to lose his foot. That's cause and effect. If he reaches down there and takes that $50 out, the blister goes away and the healing comes. I'm going to share with you a story from yesterday and the day before. My wife was in South Dakota getting ready to do a Sundance ceremony. She became deathly ill. She had struggled all year long whether she was going to be at the ceremony and do the ceremony. It's grueling. 4 days of dance in the sun without food and water. And she's diabetic. Okay, she's been struggling with this all year long. She got there ready to do the ceremony. She felt ill, went to the hospital. They wanted to keep her another 24 hours. She called me and I said, go home. I said, if you can't make it to North Platte, and I'll pick you up in North Platte, we'll put the truck on the dolly and I'll carry you home. She called me this morning and she's so happy. She finally got it in her mind and her heart and her spirit that she didn't need to be there. The illness has gone away. And the doctors were saying they're going to have to do this, let's give you this, let's give you that. No. The body, our mind, our body, and our soul work together to keep us in balance and harmony. And when I personally step out of that balance, my body tells me, you better get back in line. And if I don't listen, then I suffer the consequences. I too struggled with having to leave the Sundance. I had been going there for 15 years. And I decided that it was time to cut it loose. It had served its purpose. It had taken me to where I needed to be in life. But I had to have 2 motorcycle accidents to do that, and I died on the first one and came back. They brought me back twice.